By 2027, I wouldn't be shocked to see the stock at $3,000. Nvidia is at the forefront of innovation, which is the way of the future. The way you divided the Mag 7 into, the Tesla and then the Mag 6 is interesting. Do you feel bad about selling down that Tesla position? Because that must be a contributing factor in some of your investors' inquiries and discussions on concentration risk. What role does Tesla play in your plan? What role does Nvidia play in your plan? First, comparing the Mag 6 and Mag 7. We didn't make the Mag 6. The market kicked Tesla out of the Mag 7 when it began to perform poorly this year. The market was essentially saying, okay, we guess Tesla's not in this group anymore. So that wasn't our invention. The CEO of ARK Invest and well-known financial expert Cathie has landed a fascinating job at Nvidia. She is still a strong believer in Nvidia's long-term prospects, even though her company sold a sizable amount of its shares. Wood's projection that Nvidia's stock price may reach an incredible $33,000 per share by 2027 is actually bold. The question is, if she is so bullish, why sell? Wood's approach seems well thought out. By reducing her stake at what many regarded as a high price, she has controlled risk and preserved funds for other potentially lucrative ventures. This is consistent with her company's emphasis on disruptive innovation and cutting-edge technologies. That made us somewhat happy. We wish to avoid side-pointing it. I also bring that up because I want you to be able to explain it. Doesn't the macro environment you seem to be describing, which is one in which we are moving toward lower rates, help all seven and not just Tesla? Consider, for instance, how these firms' values compare to their pre-COVID levels. In contrast, our portfolio's equities have returned to their 2018 levels, with some even reaching their 2017 levels. These equities are also at their highest points ever. Are they going to gain as much as we do? Extremely unlikely, extremely unlikely. We believe that the example from the 1930s is more accurate. Wood is steadfast in his belief in Nvidia's place in the emerging AI market, though. She sees the business as a key contributor to the advancement of artificial intelligence, a field that she thinks will completely transform all industries. Her aggressive price prediction is motivated by the possibility that Nvidia's technology would spur tremendous development in the upcoming years. Undoubtedly, it's a hazardous wager, but it's normal for Cathie, who has made a name for herself making bold investing decisions. The world will undoubtedly be watching, but it remains to be seen if her prediction comes true. To directly address your question regarding whether we regret selling, let me say that we did sell, and since we were in for the initial 100-fold increase, it has tripled. We rode it up 100-fold, of course. Were we in favor of another triple? Yes. Yes, without a doubt, if we had known it would triple. However, this is the most crucial query. From a valuation perspective, other businesses must be achieving extraordinary outcomes, adding value that is propelling them forward, for Nvidia to merit its current position. We believe that many of the businesses in our portfolio will benefit from the AI revolution. But I believe that many people are overlooking the fact that it will take time. As we were selling Nvidia and investing more in Tesla, this is what we were considering. When you consider that, it's not simply the amazing market boom that Nvidia has seen, followed by the downturn and this quick recovery. Why is this stock rising? Yes, I believe that the fact that so much money is still being spent on Nvidia's AI chips is what's driving it. Therefore, I believe the drop was caused by worries that spending would slow down and that they might experience problems with their upcoming chip generation. Additionally, a lot of recent data points indicate that spending on AI isn't slowing down, which I believe is the reason for the comeback. Could you name a specific catalyst? Foxconn last week, of course. They publicly said that a large portion of their success is due to AI servers and that things are going pretty well for the remainder of the year. They are the biggest collaborator on Nvidia's latest Blackwell chips. Beyond that, though, you have to go back a little. Supermicro, another significant Nvidia client, had a difficult quarter due to gross margins, but their sales and guidance were excellent. The Blackwell chip came up. There have been some worries about the delay. Does it have an impact on Nvidia's overall growth story? I don't think it does in the short run. Looking at the previous quarter and the upcoming one, I don't believe Blackwell was ever going to account for a significant amount of revenue. They must undoubtedly execute going ahead and ensure that this delay is minimal rather than significant. Furthermore, you don't want to regard it as a recurring issue. However, they did a fantastic job. I don't think it matters if they're headed in the right direction. Looking at the chip industry as a whole, and since I've been covering the 13 Fs, I've noticed a lot of activity with chip manufacturers other than Nvidia. It appears that you have other green flags with some of the other businesses in the industry. Could you discuss the industry's future prospects and the specific businesses you find appealing? Indeed, I believe that everyone is dedicated to investing in AI through the Blackwell launch. I believe that you will continue to invest more on AI for another year or more. I believe that many businesses are dragged along with it. Therefore, it's not only Nvidia, the memory producers and TSM on the fab side are involved. High bandwidth memory, or HBM, is required to support these new devices. Micron benefits from that. AI generates data, thus you need more storage. That benefits businesses like Seagate and Western Digital. As a result, the AI complex is currently receiving a lot of support. If artificial intelligence does spread to edge devices, I believe you might see another pickup next year. More content is needed for that, which is advantageous to the semiconductor industry as a whole. The first 50 customers receive 50% off anything in our store for a short period of time. Don't pass this up. This deal won't be around for long. Hurry now to save a ton of money. Be among the first 50, so act quickly. Use the link below to shop right now on that. According to what you indicated, Vice President Harris is in agreement with the current strategy, as stated by the Commerce Secretary. What can we anticipate from Nvidia's earnings later this month? Have we tempered expectations? Going into them, is the bar a little bit lower? In terms of August 28th, I believe it will be a drop-the-mic, possibly the most significant results we've seen from any firm in the previous 4 or 5 years. Because the strongest indicator of what we observe in terms of spending is Jensen's speech, the godfather of AI. However, we recently returned from Asia, and demand is still rising. And that, in my opinion, is crucial as the year draws to a close. We believe that technology is booming, which is why we believe that the Nasdaq 20,000 will remain there as we enter early 2025. Are you referring to China or somewhere else when you say that demand is higher in Asia? I'm referring to a more comprehensive view of the supply chain and how it manifests itself from a chip standpoint. We simply concentrate on what demand looks like, which brings us full circle to the growth worry. Additionally, Nvidia is demonstrating acceleration from an AI standpoint, as demonstrated by Microsoft, the larger cloud providers, the Messi of AI Paler, and all the breadcrumbs now, ServiceNow. And even if many of the bears have emerged from hibernation mode over the last, say, week and a half or 2 weeks, I believe that the street is still discounting it in relation to the figures, which is why I still believe it's time to pound to buy our winners in tech. We just went over a lot of material, but the hyperscalers haven't been discussed yet. Are those currently a good investment, or are they any of the other AI-benefiting fields we just discussed? The key to the next layer of AI, in my opinion,